everyone, it's George from Blockchain DXB and today is the 7th of March 2024. Now so far as the global cryptocurrency market is concerned guys, it has marginally gone down by 0.10%, and if you look at the price of Bitcoin and general cryptocurrencies, it has marginally gone down but not by a lot. But one of the biggest metrics that has happened in the world of cryptocurrency guys is that of decentralized exchanges, and probably for the very first time, the 24-hour volume of ORCA has overtaken UNISWAP's volume. So definitely interesting news. Now it's going to be really interesting to see guys if UNISWAP overtakes the volume, but based on my understanding I wouldn't be surprised. Probably in the next couple of hours the 24-hour volume of UNISWAP definitely comes back to number one. So we'll definitely go ahead and touch base on that news. Now look guys, there is a lot of activity going on in the world of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, isn't it? And because Bitcoin reached a new all-time high, El Salvador, which did make Bitcoin a legal tender, they are finally looking into profit, and there is a report which is published that actually talks about President Nayib Bukele's move has finally given a profit of roughly around $50 million. So we'll definitely go ahead and touch base on that. Now look guys, it's been well over 2 years since Bitcoin was made a legal tender. Now making $50 million in 2 years might not necessarily be a big move, but we'll just have to wait and see if the price of Bitcoin reaches a new all-time high once again. And then guys, I'm pretty much sure a lot of people will definitely be advocate of El Salvador making Bitcoin a legal tender, isn't it? Now regarding Bitcoin guys, we do have another positive news, but this is more to do with spot Bitcoin ETF, and the state of Arizona guys, they are planning to have Bitcoin ETFs to retirement portfolios. So it's going to be really interesting to see if that thing is approved or not. Now look guys, this just shows the power of BlackRock getting into spot Bitcoin ETF game, isn't it? And I wouldn't be surprised in the near future there might be similar such moves, let's say for Ethereum ETF, and who's to say even Ripple's XRP ETF as well. So we'll definitely go ahead and touch base on that. Now look guys, yesterday the 24-hour trading volume of Bitcoin had crossed the $100 billion mark, and to be honest guys, it might be the very first time where the 24-hour trading volume had crossed the $100 billion mark. And there is a lot of activity going on in the world of Bitcoin, isn't it? And so far as Ordinals is concerned, it actually flipped Ethereum NFTs, so we'll definitely go ahead and talk about that as well. And finally guys, we have some news all the way from Europe, and there are a couple of companies that are planning to have Ethereum and Solana staking ETP, so we'll definitely go ahead and discuss what that news is all about. So quite a lot to cover guys in today's episode, and like we do in every Crypto and Coffee a Day podcast, I'm going to be discussing two news from Dubai, UAE and the Middle East. Now the first news guys looks like it is heading towards tokenization, and the news is that Emirati businesswoman is set to transform real estate investment in UAE, and the project guys is called as PropShop Real Estate, and the website is propshop.ai. Now look guys, I did try to go ahead and go to the website, and there's a lot of questions that you need to go ahead and answer, so I'll definitely go ahead and touch base on what that move is all about. And the second news guys is once again from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and the news guys is that the Ministry of Tourism of Saudi Arabia's vision for excellence and sustainable growth has resulted in a partnership with UiPath AI and automation, so I'll definitely go ahead and touch base on that news as well. So quite a lot to cover guys in today's episode, so let's get started with it right away. Welcome to the Crypto and Coffee a Day, the daily podcast that keeps you up to date on all latest developments in the world of cryptocurrencies, blockchain and NFTs. Join us Monday to Friday as you kick off your day with a cup of coffee and a deep dive into the exciting and rapidly evolving world of digital assets. We'll cover the latest news and trends in the cryptocurrency and blockchain space, as well as delve into the growing world of NFTs or non-fungible tokens and metaverse. Plus, we'll keep you updated on the latest developments from Dubai, UAE and the wider Middle East region. Whether you're a seasoned crypto enthusiast or just getting started, Crypto and Coffee a Day has something for you. Our expert host will provide insight and analysis on the most important topics in the industry and help you stay up to date on the latest developments. We'll bring you interviews with leading figures in the crypto and blockchain space and explore the ways in which these technologies are changing the world around us, from the impact on traditional financial systems to the potential for revolutionizing industries and transforming societies. We'll cover it all on Crypto and Coffee a Day, so tune in and join us for a daily dose of Crypto and Coffee a Day, and let's stay ahead of the curve together. We'll start your day off right with the most important news and insights from the world of cryptocurrency, blockchain and the metaverse, and help you navigate this exciting and rapidly evolving landscape. In Crypto and Coffee a Day, the daily podcast covers the latest developments in the world of cryptocurrency, blockchain and the metaverse. We'll also bring you updates on the latest news from Dubai, UAE and wider Middle East region. This also includes a range of topics such as developments in the local and blockchain industry, including new projects and initiatives, regulatory updates, and policies related to cryptocurrency and blockchain in the region, local and regional events and conferences focused on crypto and blockchain, interviews with leading figures in Dubai, UAE and Middle East crypto and blockchain community, coverage of any significant news or events related to cryptocurrency and blockchain in the region. By covering these local and regional developments, in addition to the wider world of cryptocurrency and blockchain, Crypto and Coffee at 8 aims to provide a comprehensive overview of the industry and its impact on the Dubai, UAE and Middle East region. Now before we kickstart today's episode, I have an important message, so check this out. Thank you to our sponsors for being part of the blockchain DXB journey. Firstly, Advanced Media. Advanced Media, guys, is the largest distributor of professional video, photo, broadcast and cinematic equipment and accessories in the Middle East and MENA region. With over 2 decades of experience, Advanced Media is now the largest distributor in the Middle East, representing more than 100 recognizable brands, including brands such as Zeiss, DJI, Hasselblad, Red and Rode. As a matter of fact, guys, the very mic that I'm recording is being sponsored by Advanced Media as well, and Advanced Media has showrooms in Saudi Arabia and services as well. Looks like they're definitely taking the Middle East by storm. And here's the beautiful thing, guys, they're taking corporate social responsibility very seriously, and they're focusing on 3 P's, that is people, planet and prosperity. Now listen, guys, if you do want to find out more information regarding the statement of corporate social responsibility, check out the website, that is www.amt.tv. And here's the beautiful thing, guys, they also want to be a leader and set an example and reputation as a pioneer and member of the community. And in doing so, guys, they also have an AMT scholarship with SAE Institute in Dubai, UAE, so definitely check it out. And also, guys, Advanced Media is committed to persistently developing, organizing and hosting training workshops, seminars and community events that educate, inform and familiarize consumers with new equipment and the latest technological advances. So listen, guys, do one thing. If you do want to support this channel, go to the website, that is www.amt.tv, and follow the social media channels as well. All of the details are in the show notes below. Next, Startup OI is global one tech platform for tech. It offers global high-paying tech jobs with flexibility in working time and location, global free tech events, and tech networks to connect with global like-minded engineers. A brilliant platform to listen to the tech experts in Metaverse and to grab their insights. Now listen, all you have to do is download the app Startup OI. If you're using an Android version, go to Google Store and App Store for iOS devices. Alternatively, you can also click on the show notes below to download Startup OI. Next, guys, listen, if you're into fitness, if you're into adventure, if you want to do something wild but still want to keep your health in check, there is a new podcast in town, a podcast focusing on obstacle course race in the Middle East. The podcast is called the Race Pace Podcast. So check out the Race Pace Podcast across all leading platforms. And the Race Pace Podcast is a peer-to-peer community-driven podcast where they talk all about obstacle course race in the Middle East, from Sandstorm to Spartan Race, from Tough Mudder to Desert Warrior Challenge, and also the Government Gov Games, and quite a lot more. The podcast has interviews with athletes locally and internationally to get inside scoop on how athletes prepare for obstacle course race. In the podcast, they also talk about interesting stories on why they are motivated to do obstacle course race. And that's not all. They also plan to release 7 NFTs. And these NFTs are no ordinary. These NFTs will represent every emirate in the UAE. And listen, guys, these NFTs are going to be absolutely massive. So do one thing, go to Spotify, go to iTunes, go to any leading podcasting platform and search for Rise in the Obstacle Course Race podcast. And finally, guys, not your keys, not your crypto. If you have dabbled with cryptocurrencies and now are seriously getting to protect your cryptocurrencies, there is no better way to protect it by using a hardware wallet. And this is where Ledger Wallet kicks in. And Ledger Wallets are hardware cryptocurrency wallets made by Ledger, a company headquartered in Paris, France. And Ledger's hardware wallets are multi-currency wallets that are used to store private keys for cryptocurrencies offline. And Ledger offers 2 hardware wallets, the Ledger Nano and Ledger Nano X wallets. They are world-class experts with extensive crypto security backgrounds. They continuously look for vulnerabilities in Ledger products in a constant effort to improve the level of security. Now, in today's world,
securing these digital assets is a critical challenge, and this is where Ledger kicks in. So click the link below to buy your hardware wallet and support this podcast. It is a brilliant way to support this podcast. So what are you waiting for? The link is in the show notes below.
Now guys, since we've taken care of that, let's kickstart by looking at the global cryptocurrency market. Now since the last 24 hours guys, the global cryptocurrency market has gone down by 0.10%, and as of today it is at $2.52 trillion. Now if you look at the total cryptocurrency market volume since the last 24 hours, it is still a staggering amount at $159.16 billion, but since the last 24 hours guys, it has actually gone down by 33.24%. Now look guys, yesterday in my Crypto and Coffee at 8 podcast, I definitely shared my opinion that I wouldn't be surprised a lot of cartel members, a lot of illegal activities were actually going on in the world of decentralized exchanges and cryptocurrency world, because the numbers were completely off the chart. And today guys, particularly if you look at decentralized exchange volume, the number just does not make any sense. Now really I'm hoping we do not find out any massive notorious activity, particularly in the world of decentralized exchanges. Now before we look at the volume of decentralized exchange, let me just quickly run through the volume of DeFi guys, because it is at $12.84 billion, and the total value locked guys is definitely heading towards the moon, and as of today it is at $96.38 billion. And look guys, the only reason why the total value locked is increasing is because a lot of them want to be validators, particularly for Ethereum, isn't it? And the answer is pretty simple guys, they are anticipating an Ethereum spot ETF, so it's going to be really interesting to see what we find out on the 23rd of May 2024. Now, so far as the dominance of total value locked is concerned, Lido is still leading the pack with $37.58 billion, and decentralized to centralized exchange dominance, guys, is 38.25%. Now look guys, I've said this thing so many times in my past, ideally the decentralized to centralized exchange dominance should be consistently above 40%, at least for a few weeks and over a couple of months. That would give us an idea that the world is ready for decentralization. But what is going on so far as decentralized exchange is concerned? Only on Wednesdays and Thursdays we see a drastic hike, so really I'm not sure why that is. Now so far as DeFi's volume is concerned, it is accounting for 8.07% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. Now listen guys, the next matrix that I'm going to be reading out probably might be the biggest differentiator since the last 24 hours, because ORCA guys has overtaken the volume of UNISWAP, not by a lot, but nonetheless this might be the very first time where Uniswap's volume is at number 2nd. Now today guys, ORCA's 24-hour trading volume is number 1 at $847.4 million. Now yesterday guys, Uniswap was at number 1 and his 24-hour volume was $5.6 billion, isn't it? So from $5.6 billion to well below $1 billion in the last 24 hours does not seem right, to be honest, and I've been saying this since almost a year now. The volume of decentralized exchange tends to pick up pace either on Wednesdays and Thursdays. I really am not sure why that is. Now the number 2nd guys for today is Uniswap, and its volume is $824.32 million. Radium is number 3rd, and its volume is $557.89 million. Core Finance guys is at number 4th, and its volume is $390.04 million. And finally guys, PancakeSwap is at number 5th, and its volume is $322.44 million. Now look guys, if you were to compare these numbers with yesterday's 24-hour volume, there is a massive difference, and that should not be the case guys. Whenever there is a massive anomaly, it does bring an area of concern, isn't it? So really I'm hoping we do not find out any notorious activity, particularly in the world of decentralized exchanges. Now so far as the volume of stablecoins is concerned, the volume has definitely gone down, but definitely not as bad as decentralized exchanges or DeFi. Now so far as the volume of stablecoins is concerned, it is below the $150 billion mark. It is at $146.83 billion, and stablecoins guys is accounting for 92.25% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. Now it's needless to say guys, so far stablecoins is concerned, Tether USDT is leading the pack, and its volume is well over the $100 billion mark. It is at $109.01 billion. Now look guys, Tether USDT might just be the notorious character in the entire cryptocurrency space. Now what I'd really recommend you to do is guys, Bankless has released a fantastic episode with the former CTO and now CEO of Tether USDT. I would definitely recommend you to check it out. Now based on what the CEO is saying guys, I do agree to what he's saying, but to be honest I'm still not convinced if the project is 100% legitimate or not. But I'd really urge you to go and listen to the episode and then make up your own mind. Now the number 2nd guys, so far as the 24-hour volume is concerned, consecutively for the past few days. It is FDUSD, and it has definitely overtaken Circle USDC's volume by well over 50%, because the volume is $20.07 billion, and Circle USDC's volume, guys, is $11.211 billion, and stablecoins, guys, is accounting for 92.25% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. Now let me very quickly run through the market cap, 24-hour trading volume and dominance between Bitcoin and Ethereum. Now look, guys, straight up, if you look at the 24-hour trading volume, it is less than half of what it was yesterday. Because yesterday, Bitcoin's 24-hour trading volume did actually cross the $100 billion mark, isn't it? But today it is down to $56.52 billion, whereas Ethereum's 24-hour trading volume, guys, is at $27.51 billion. Now what is a bit interesting, guys, is that the dominance of Bitcoin and Ethereum is pretty much the same since the last 24 hours. Bitcoin's dominance is 52.16%, whereas Ethereum's dominance is 18.10%. And guys, if you look at the market cap of Bitcoin, as of today, 7th of March, it is at $1.31 trillion, whereas Ethereum's market cap is $456 billion. Now guys, just this particular week, I'm going to be discussing the top 3 gainers and the top 3 losers. Next week, guys, I'm going to be looking at decentralized apps that are working across different blockchain protocols. Now, the top 3 gainers, guys, since the last 24 hours is Fetch AI, Render, and Singularity Net. And Fetch AI, guys, is up by 42.38%. And yesterday as well, it was in the top gainer, isn't it? And the second one, guys, is Render. And since the last 24 hours, it is up by 37.21%. Singularity Net is also in the top 3 gainers, and it is up by 36.04%. Now, if you look at the losers, guys, number 1 is Bonk, and it is down by 16.73%. Pepe is down by 14.45%, and Dog with that is down by 14.39%. Now look, guys, the only reason why Pepe was down, because there was a glitch in Coinbase, isn't it? Now if Coinbase has gone ahead and fixed it, I wouldn't be surprised if the top 3 losers goes back to the top 3 gainers hopefully by tomorrow. So we'll just have to wait and see, to be honest. Now guys, before we look at the king of all kings, that is Bitcoin, let me run through a protocol or project called Storage, because they definitely made quite a lot of news when it was announced. And Storage, guys, is spelled as S for sugar, T for tango, O for orange, R for Roger, and J for Jack. So I'm not sure if it's pronounced as storage or storage, but let me go ahead and give us some bits and pieces of information regarding this. So Storage, guys, is like a special type of cloud storage system, but it works in a different way compared to traditional ones like Google Drive or Dropbox. And instead of storing your files on big central servers owned by big companies, what Storage does is it stores them on a network of thousands of regular people's computers, and these people, guys, are called as nodes, and they are just regular folks like you and me who have some extra space on their computer and a good internet connection. So the big question, guys, is what is it that makes this project unique? So there's decentralization, security, rewarding node operators. So let me very briefly run through some of these points, because when you talk about decentralization, guys, traditional cloud storage services rely on big data centers which are owned by Google or Amazon, isn't it? But Storage, on the other hand, uses a network of individual computers owned by regular people, and these computers, guys, are called as nodes, and they are working together to store and manage files. Now, while you upload a file to Storage, it gets broken down into smaller pieces and distributed across many different nodes in the network. And this decentralization, guys, means that even if one node goes down or possibly hacked, your files are still safe because they are backed on by many other nodes. Now look, guys, this idea sounds great, but I wouldn't be surprised a lot of companies, they are going ahead and using different computers, and that eventually leads to centralization. These are my honest thoughts, to be honest, because look, I'm pretty much sure if you're a node operator, you're rewarded with that token, isn't it? And look, guys, I wouldn't be surprised if the founding members, if they're backed by some real heavy DT giants, they would be having different computers spread across the world, and they would be getting most of the token. So it is technically another way of having centralization in the disguise of decentralization. But so far security is concerned, when you upload a file to Storage, it's encrypted before sent out to the network, and encryption, guys, basically scrambles your file so that only with the right decryption key can unscramble it and read it, and each piece of your file is encrypted separately, and the decryption key are split up and shared among different nodes. Now look, guys, this particular thing sounds great, but the answer is pretty simple, guys. You can do that for Google and Amazon as well, and I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest, if Google and Amazon are already doing that. And so far as this encryption method is concerned, guys, even if a hacker manages to access one node and get a piece of your file, they can't read it without all of the pieces and decryption keys. Now look, guys, this idea might sound great, but I wouldn't be surprised if Google and Amazon are already doing it. Now, so far as rewarding node operators is concerned, people who volunteer the computer to store their files on storage networks are called as node operators, and they actually earn rewards in the form of storage tokens for providing storage spaces and helping to maintain the network. And these rewards, guys, incentivizes more people to join the network and contribute the spare storage capacity, which helps keep the network decentralized and secure. Now look, guys, the idea sounds great, but I wouldn't be surprised there'll be high-tech companies who will be buying a lot of computers and then appear to be as regular people, isn't it? Definitely possible. So essentially, guys, when you talk about storage, you're not just storing your files on a single computer servers, you're spreading them across a network of computers owned by individuals all over the world, and this makes your data more secure and gives you more control over where you are and how your files are stored. Plus, by participating in the network as a node operator, you can earn rewards for helping to keep the system running smoothly. Now look, guys, my big query is, would you trust a decentralized system or would you trust Google or Amazon? To be honest, guys, if there is some really personal information and critical information, I would choose to go with Google and maybe even be willing to pay a hefty fee, because look, if the data is breached, I can actually go to Google and file a lawsuit against them. But in case of so-called distributed storage, what happens if there is a hack? What if my private key is compromised? All my data is gone 100%, isn't it? Those are my honest thoughts. Now, guys, let's look at the king of all kings, that is Bitcoin. And since the last 24 hours, guys, there's not much movement so far as the price of Bitcoin is concerned. It is actually down by 0.48%, and as of today, it is at $66,718. And since the last 7 days, it is up by 6.86%. Ethereum, guys, is well below the $3,800 mark. It is at $3,789. Since the last 24 hours, it is down by 1.45%. Since the last 7 days, it is up by 9.70%. Binance BNB Coin, guys, is at $432. Since the last 24 hours, surprisingly, it is up by 4.99%. And since the last 7 days, it is up by 4.30%. Now look, guys, Binance BNB is not looking good at all, considering the fact in 2024, it has severe problems in Nigeria, and Binance's US arm is facing some real hardship by the US Security and Exchange Commission, isn't it? Now, could it be possible that Binance is trying to manipulate the market using decentralized exchanges? I really am hoping that is not the case. But looking at these numbers, guys, there is definitely a stark possibility. Now look, guys, before Binance started having these problems, if you look at the decentralized apps that are working on Binance BNB chain, compare it with the 24-hour trading volume of Binance BUSD, the numbers were moving way too perfect, and that would only happen if there is a centralized entity trying to manipulate the price. Those are my honest thoughts, to be honest. But look, guys, I've said this thing as well. Binance at one point of time was bigger than Bitcoin, and Binance going belly up will be absolutely catastrophic, isn't it? But I'm hoping we do not find out any market manipulation by Binance. Now in today's episode, guys, let's talk about El Salvador. Now look, guys, El Salvador was one of the first countries to make Bitcoin a legal tender, and since becoming a legal tender in 2022, Bitcoin's value has surged, transforming the country's holdings, and President Nayib Bukele's initiative to buy 1 Bitcoin daily has resulted in the accumulation of around 2,380 Bitcoin, which was valued at approximately $158.5 million, and with Bitcoin, guys, reaching a new all-time high on the 5th of March, the value of El Salvador's holdings soared to $164.7 million, exceeding his initial investment by 53%, and guys, the average purchase of Bitcoin when he purchased was roughly around $44,300. So look, guys, the move by El Salvador is turning out to be profitable, isn't it? And if you actually look at it in terms of dollar amount, looks like they have made $50 million profit in a span of 2 years. Now, mind you, guys, this $50 million may not seem a lot. Probably if you had invested, let's say, in artificial intelligence or any other area, probably the return would have been much higher. But definitely some positive news, I guess. Now look, guys, it's really important to note that El Salvador remains a lone wolf among nation states by adopting a Bitcoin standard. Now if you do want to go ahead and look at all the details, guys, as to when he bought it, how the price moves, so on and so forth, the article is published via Cointelegraph and it is in the show notes below. Now let's talk about some positive news, and this is regarding a potential Bitcoin ETF to retirement portfolio. And guys, the Arizona State Senate is actually reviewing a proposal to promote the inclusion of Bitcoin exchange-traded funds or ETFs into state retirement portfolios, and after passing the Senate's third reading, guys, with a 16-13 vote in favor of it on February 22nd, the resolution is now under House review, and guys, if it is approved, the proposal would actually encourage the Arizona state retirement system also called as ASRS, and the Public Safety Personal Retirement System, that is called as PSPRS, and they will explore incorporating Bitcoin ETF exposure in the investment portfolios. Now look guys, me personally, I'm not a fan of this news because the only people who will be benefiting by this will be companies like BlackRock, Vanguard, and even Franklin Templeton, isn't it? So ideally guys, this move technically should not be benefited, but in the world of Bitcoin, definitely a positive news, I guess. Now guys, let's discuss some more positive news, and that is regarding Bitcoin Ordinals. And Bitcoin Ordinals-based NFT collection, guys, has surpassed Ethereum NFTs in weekly sales after a spike in volume led by the collection called NodeMonkes, and the sale of Bitcoin NFTs, guys, recorded $169.5 million in volume, representing an increase of 80% week over week. And so far as Ethereum is concerned, Ethereum's all-time NFT sales had $162 million in the same week. Now so far as this news is concerned, guys, uncategorized ordinals, that is the NFTs that are not part of any collections, had the most sales with $43 million in volume across 47,000 transactions, and the NodeMonkes collection followed in second place with $41 million in sale volume. So it looks like guys, even in NFTs, Bitcoin is doing a better job than Ethereum, isn't it? I'm pretty much sure a lot of the Bitcoin maximalists will definitely be taking a jab at Ethereum maximalists, pretty much sure on that. Now guys, let me very briefly touch base on some positive news in the world of ETPs, and this is to do with Europe. And listen to this guys, Figment Europe and Apex Group Limited will actually launch Ethereum and Solana staking exchange traded products, and they're doing that on the 6th Swiss exchange. And the ETP guys, that is exchange traded products, aim to provide institutions with convenient access to staking rewards through traditional brokers or banks. Now look guys, staking is a very complicated area, particularly when you talk about securities in the US, and Gary Gensler is definitely not a fan of staking services, isn't it? So it's going to be really interesting to see if a similar strategy is actually adopted in the US as well. Now so far as this news is concerned, the exchange-traded products are designed to offer institutions convenient access to staking rewards through traditional brokers or banks. So it's going to be really interesting to see how we get some update regarding this. Now look guys, if that thing happens, I'm pretty much sure staking service, let's say for Binance BNB chain, and maybe even Avalanche or any other protocol will definitely kick in as well. So it's going to be really interesting to see guys what the outcome to this is. So those were the news guys on the cryptocurrency and blockchain world. Now let's look at two news from Dubai, UAE and the Middle East. And the first news guys probably touches with tokenization. An Emirati businesswoman is set to transform real estate and investment in the United Arab Emirates. So let me go ahead and share some bits and pieces of information regarding this news, because the CEO guys, that is Sarah Sajwani, she's an Emirati and she does have a Guinness Book of World Record as well. So what I'd really recommend you to do is go to the website and just follow her via LinkedIn. And in one of the posts guys, you can actually see the Guinness Book of World Record. Now so far as tokenization of real asset is concerned, let me go ahead and share some bits and pieces of information. And PropShop guys is a pioneering firm which is led by CEO Sarah Sajwani, and they are transforming Dubai real estate investment landscape, and the platform introduces fractional ownership, thereby democratizing access to Dubai real estate market, and they're doing that with a minimum entry of 500 dirhams. And this particular project guys did actually debut yesterday, that is 6th of March, starting at 12 PM Gulf Standard Time, and they're focusing on luxury real estate property in Dubai. Now look guys, if you actually go to the website, that is propshop.ai, it does appear they have quite a lot of partnership, and early investors guys can purchase tokens representing approximately 30% of the property value, and they can do that on a first come first serve basis. Now there are two phases guys, and phase 2 of the launch begins on 27th of April 2024, offering the remaining 70% of the tokens, and ProShop's 24/7 exit facility allows investors to monitor asset value in real time, and they can also exit investments accordingly. Now look guys, I did actually go to the website, and there is a question and answer session, and if you're an expert you need to go ahead and sign in and then go ahead and get your tokens. But look guys, at this point of time I really am not sure how they are going ahead and issuing tokens. Do they have a central form of issuing tokens, or if they are releasing it on an open blockchain? I really am not sure, to be honest. And so far as this news is concerned, the platform emphasizes informed investment, ensuring due diligence on select units, and all of them are apparently securely traded on blockchain. And the CEO Sarah Sajwani guys is emphasizing integration of physical and digital worlds, offering inclusive opportunities, and ProShop has secured necessary licenses to offer off-plan real estate investments in the UAE properties, and thereby granting global investors early access. And guys, continuous trading access to off-plan properties will actually allow investors to benefit from appreciation opportunities and also flexible investment strategies, I guess. And guys, investors can decide on property sale or rental income strategies post-handover, thereby offering liquidity and investment autonomy. The look, guys, ProShop's platform is actually marrying the stability of real estate with the agility of blockchain technology. However, guys, I really am not sure which blockchain technology are they using, because clearly it is a centralized project, and this does make a lot of sense if you're actually issuing security token offering, isn't it? An innovative tokenization platform revolutionizes real estate investment, emphasizing trust, transparency, and tangibility. Now look, guys, you truly need to understand the key difference between non-fungible token and security token offering, and this looks like a security token offering. And to be honest, guys, in real estate, this particular project does make a lot of sense, and ProShop is actually offering unique, inclusive, and flexible investment pathways, transforming market dynamics. Now look, guys, if you want to get and find more information, go to proshop.ai. Now what I'm thinking of doing, guys, is I'll go ahead and drop the CEO an email, and let's see if she comes in the podcast. Thereby I'll be able to give more information regarding ProShop. Now what I also want to do is, guys, so far as tokenization is concerned, Larry Fink, in one of the interviews with CNBC, they talk heavily about tokenization. So let me very briefly run through 6 areas where I think tokenization will be an ideal fit so far as real estate is concerned. The first one, guys, is increased accessibility, and tokenization does actually allow fractional ownership, thereby lowering investment entry barriers, isn't it? The second one, guys, is global participation, and because of tokenization, investors worldwide can access real estate markets, which is traditionally inaccessible at the moment. The third one, guys, is liquidity, and tokens, guys, can be easily traded, providing liquidity compared to traditional real estate investments. And the fourth one, guys, is diversification, and because of tokenization, investors can diversify portfolios by owning fractional of multiple properties. Now look, guys, will this trend continue? I really am not sure, but based on Larry Fink getting into tokenization, I wouldn't be surprised if this niche area definitely grows by 20x, maybe even 50x in the next coming months and years. Now the fifth point, guys, I'd like to talk about is that of transparency, and blockchain technology, guys, as we know, ensures transparent and secure transactions, isn't it? And that would definitely enhance trust as well. The sixth point, guys, is lowering cost, and tokenization reduces administrative costs that are associated with traditional real estate transactions. The final 2 points I'd like to talk about, guys, is flexibility and market efficiency. Now, so far as flexibility is concerned, investors have the flexibility to invest smaller amounts and choose investment strategies. And so far as market efficiency is concerned, guys, tokenization streamlines processes, improving market efficiency and reducing transaction times. Now, really, I'm not sure, guys, if tokenization is the way to go, but security token offering merging with real estate does make a lot of sense, to be honest. And let's see, guys, I'll definitely go ahead and drop the CEO an email, and if she actually gets into the podcast, I'll definitely go ahead and try to find out more information as to which blockchain technology are they using, what is the token called, and what are the legalities, so on and so forth. But definitely positive news for Dubai and also in the world of tokenization. Now, guys, let's discuss second news. And the news is regarding Saudi Arabia's Ministry of Tourism, and they have actually partnered with UiPath AI. So let me go ahead and share bits and pieces of information regarding this news, guys, because UiPath is a global software company that makes robotic process automation software. Now look, guys, so far as this company is concerned, it was founded in Bucharest, Romania, and by Daniel Dines and Marius. And if I'm not mistaken, guys, UiPath's headquarters is in New York City. So let me go ahead and share what this news is all about. Because look, guys, so far as artificial intelligence is concerned, Saudi Arabia is definitely taking leaps and bounds in it, and the Saudi Ministry of Tourism has collaborated with UiPath for AI and automation, and the aim, guys, is to establish Saudi Arabia as a global tourist destination by 2030. And the goal, guys, is pretty simple. They want to attract 150 million annual tourists, and thereby increasing the GDP by 10%, and they want to create 1.6 million jobs. And last year, guys, Saudi Arabia has welcomed over 100 million tourists in 2023, and they're definitely aiming to further the growth as well. And the focus is on enhancing hospitality industry standards, licenses, and professional development. An early adoption of UiPath in 2018 for internal capabilities expanded the external processes. And Ms. Aljora Al-Muqbel has emphasized AI and automation for elevating tourism experiences. Now, it looks like, guys, the strategic use of UiPath's process mining and task mining for identifying automation has definitely found a lot of opportunities. And based on the news, guys, 35 automations have been deployed, filling over 1.1 million fields of information, and it has also ensured accuracy as well. And automation, guys, facilitates real-time financial insights, and it definitely helps in making informed decisions as well as in it. And the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, guys, is definitely aiming for sustainable growth and exceptional visitor experience in tourism. So this partnership will definitely be a massive deal. And the CEO of UiPath, guys, that is Rob Estlin, has definitely expressed pride in supporting Saudi Arabia's tourism vision, and they have been collaborating and innovating with the Ministry of Tourism since 2020, and the focus is on sustainable digital transformation, and they are leading with automation and AI adoption. Now look, guys, this partnership is definitely positive news, and they are definitely committed to building a world-class tourism industry with automation and artificial intelligence. And the Saudi Ministry of Tourism is determined to lead in digital transformation for tourism excellence. So definitely a positive partnership. So that's about all, guys, on the cryptocurrency, blockchain, and artificial intelligence world from Crypto and Coffee at 8. In case if you do have any feedback or suggestions, drop me an email to info@blockchaindxb.com. Check out my website www.blockchaindxb.com, and also check out my other website area2071.com that talks everything about metaverse. And guys, if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, and share the word across. Now for the next few minutes is going to be an Ask Me Anything series where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and metaverse. So let's kick start with the Ask Me Anything series. Hey everyone, it's Josh from Blockchain DXB. You're listening to the Ask Me Anything series, where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and metaverse. I have a question before you ask, do you think it's possible to have smart contracts with stable coins? The answer to that is definitely yes. At the same time, no as well. Because look, when you talk about stable coins, they're definitely programmable money, isn't it? So to answer your question, yes, there is definitely a possibility to go ahead and do a smart contract. But why you would want to do that? Because the whole idea of having the stable coin is to focus on the value of the coin and not necessarily have smart contracts. Now you have Ethereum for that, but I don't see a reason as to why you cannot do a smart contract, but it defeats the whole purpose of using stable coins. Or maybe you can create a smart contract where X number of stable coins are being used and in return you get something from the seller. Definitely a possibility. But you also need to remember, Fadi, if you want to use stable coins, let's say like Tether USDT or Circle USDC, most of them are backed by the value of US dollar, isn't it? And if you're using stable coins, there's also gas fees that you need to go ahead and pay. So I really am not sure if using stable coins will be a right fit. Rather, you can use, let's say, Ethereum, maybe Avalanche or Binance BNB chain, but definitely you can use smart contracts. Now, talking about smart contracts, central bank digital currencies will definitely have smart contracting functionality. So to answer your question, definitely yes. Because once CBDC kicks in, you'll definitely be able to do smart contracting functionality. And yesterday, guys, I did have an interview with one of my good friend called as Marcos, and we were actually discussing in the metaverse what will be an ideal fit. And I personally did actually tell him that it would be an ideal fit to use the central bank digital currency in the metaverse. And to answer your question, Fadi, in metaverse, it would definitely make sense to use a smart contract in CBDCs, isn't it? And if you look at CBDCs and stable coins, they are definitely stable in comparison, let's say, to cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum. So definitely yes, but it defeats the whole purpose of using a stable coin. But definitely a really interesting question, to be honest. And that's about all, guys, from the Ask Me Anything season Blockchain DXB. In case if you guys have any feedback or suggestions, drop me an email to info@blockchaindxb.com. Check out my website www.blockchaindxb.com, and also check out my other website area2071.com that talks everything about metaverse. And guys, if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, and share the word across. And remember, Monday to Thursdays 8 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. we have Crypto and Coffee at 8, where we cover top news and information pertaining to Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and metaverse. And how this series of episodes under Crypto and Coffee at 8 works is, we usually cover some top news and information pertaining to Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and metaverse. And then we look at 2 news from Dubai, UAE, and the Middle East in the world of cryptocurrencies, blockchain, and artificial intelligence. And what you're listening to right now is the Ask Me Anything series, where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and metaverse. And look guys, if you want to go ahead and sponsor any of these sessions and want to be part of the blockchain DXB journey, drop me an email as well, because what I can do is if you're joining in as a sponsor, I can go ahead and advertise any of the projects or protocols that you have. And most of my listeners are already in the cryptocurrency and blockchain space, and I'm pretty much sure they'll definitely be benefited by it. So thanks so much for listening guys, and have a great weekend ahead. Bye bye.